He's playing in the Tom role today, but make no mistake, he will score goals.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome back to Las Palmas, where in today's episode we have got two league phase games coming up back into the Europa League, where we are trying to make a bid to go into the top 8 once again for the third year in a row. We're trying to do it. Obviously, if you're going to take a look at the last 2 years, we have made it. If you go to the Europa League, go over to the stages here, and last year we finished in 4th place on 21 points. Very, very good campaign from us, 7 wins there, just a 1 loss to Newcastle, who were eventual finalists and won the actual final against Chelsea, I'm pretty sure it was. If we go and take a look at the past winners, it was Newcastle versus Chelsea, and Newcastle got the result in that game. And then the season before that we finished 6th, 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. This year we've got ourselves some very, very favourable fixtures. If we go and take a look at the here, if the email is still here, as you can see, some very, very good fixtures. We've got the 2 pot 1 teams we've got include AZ Alkmaar and Galatasaray. I'd argue Galatasaray are the toughest team we have to face. Pot 2 includes Karpati and Borussia Mönchengladbach, who teams we've all faced. I think we've already faced every team here. We've got Ferencváros and the Dnipro from pot 3, 2 games where I think we can get wins in, and then finally Grasshoppers and Faro Constanta in Romania, the final 2 teams that we will come up against. I think the only real tough game we have is Galatasaray away. I think that's a tough game for anyone. I think we can get a result against AZ Alkmaar, against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then more points from the other games. I think we could potentially go 8 out of 8 if we beat Galatasaray today. It's definitely possible. We've made some signings. Yesterday's title was like, what was it, like transfer rejections or something like that. That has not been the case recently. We've made some big signings. 4 new players have come in. In total, we've spent on them 61 million. Pretty much all our finances have gone there on these players. The first player we brought in, Isidre, he comes in from Real Valladolid, as you can see down there. Very, very good centre-back. Lots of potential, 193. I think he can play in the holding role, but centre-back is his position, 21 years of age. You'll notice all these 3 players, and then obviously the final player, are pretty much the same. The next one, Marcus Hill, as you can see here, Sevilla player formerly. He can play in both roles, a little bit on the smaller side, potentially a defensive midfielder. He's adding to that defense, 21 years of age, a player with lots of potential. Jack Gordon, he's a player, Canadian international, comes in from Victoria. Lots of potential once again, 21 years of age once again, but already 49 caps. I don't know how these youngsters manage to play so many games. It's quite incredible, to be honest, how they get so many caps in at this point. But he comes into the team. Centre back, also defensive mid, pretty much the same brand of player, but we all want to try and defend them as much as we can. And finally, Kylian Pastor, he comes in from Victoria as well. The most expensive player we've ever signed. He cost more than Ben Musa last year. If we go and take a look, or was it two years? No, it was last year, because we signed him very quickly. He costs 1.5 million more than Ben Musa. Right back, bit more potential, 20 years of age, comes in from Victoria and elect graduate. Overall, some good stats on that right side. Can also go on the left as well if we need him to. That strengthens the team really, really well. In the defense, I think it was an area we had to look at. We've had some really good form. These 2 players did miss out in the last game, but since then we've had some really, really good form. 4 wins from 4 in the league. 2-0 against Girona, 1-0 against Sestao, and a 3-0 win, a massive win against Barcelona at home. We did have a 1-0 loss away to Sevilla, very narrow game, but we started the season very, very well in 3rd place, as you can see there. We've got a game against Dnipro today, Real Madrid in the gap, and then Galatasaray away, which should make for a tough game. But if we get that win, I think we could go 24 out of 24. I'm not sure if it's Man United did it like 2 years ago. As you can see there, they are back in this competition, which is so frustrating. The tough teams we're looking at, I think it's the top six here, will be a tough match. Galatasaray, Vitoria, Sporting, Brighton, Valencia, and Man United. But also Tromsø are here, which is nice to see. But also there was another team, yeah, Juventus. Tough game that would be if we did draw them. Inter Milan as well down there. So there's definitely like 8 teams who would make for a really, really tough game. But I think hopefully we can go and get the result. Cam Bindo, has he gone back to Inter? He has gone back to Inter. Looks like they've taken him back on. That's nice to see that he's made a return there. Shakhtar obviously back into the Champions League. Their fixtures include Legia Warsaw, Bordeaux, Real Sociedad, Fenerbahce, Barcelona, Chelsea, Basel, and Copenhagen. A mixed set of fixtures there. Hopefully they can go on and do well in there. But yeah, new season, we start in the Europa League. Let's get straight into it. A home game against the former enemy in Ukraine is Dnipro against Las Palmas. So the team for this game against Dnipro starts with Vlašky in goal. We got a backline of Alvarez, Isidre, Gordon, and Pastor. Moral and Regal, Royo in the midfield. We're given a first start to Cross on the left. He's been really good when he's come on. Iram on the right, Ben Musa up top. I'm not going to risk Tom today for this game, especially with the important games that we have coming up. Let's get straight into it. Kick off here in this game against Dnipro. No time to waste. Straight into our league phase. There's been some early goals, and one of them has come from Tromsø. They've scored 2 goals in a very quick fashion against Feyenoord. Really nice to see that they've started well. Inside the first 7 minutes, 2-0 up, and that could be a big result if they can get that over the line. But the focus here is on what we can do. I think strengthening this defense is going to be, important. I think for as we said, the next 2 years is going to be a crucial period to develop this team. A really young defense that we brought in. They can all play, apart from Pastor, who is a right back, but the 3 new defenders, Gordon, Gil, and Isidre, they can all kind of play in the either centre back or holding midfielder role. I don't know why I bought 3 of them. It was just to strengthen. Moral is playing a bit more of an advanced role today, which I think I've wanted to do because he can be I think he could become a real pivotal player in the middle there. It forces we had Bonilla there last year, who's gone to, if I'm not mistaken, he has gone to Shakhtar. I did see an offer about him going there, so hopefully he has, because he is a really good player. But we just didn't want to, we spread our money wisely. If they develop, they will become really, really good players. I think we spent a little bit, not loads of money on them, like 15 million on average, brought them in. They will develop over this course of the year, because we've already started really well. Since they've come in, they've been really, really good, and I think they'll go on to develop in these next few years and probably be a part of that team. We have to think, how are we going to build this team to be ready, or have players, you buy them now, and will they be in that final? We have to be effective with the money, and I feel like these 3 who we brought in, or 4 I should say, because Pastor is in there, but he's obviously in a bit of a different role. He is still only 20 years old. I think they all will contribute to being a part of that team that will go on and win this trophy. Whether or not it's this year, next year, we'll have to find out. There's a goal here for Dnipro. They have scored, and we might have to bring out Tom. He's not at the start. I think he can get some minutes, but I just didn't want to give him the whole game, like get injured early on, and then that would mess up our whole game plan. Because we can take him off of Ben Musa potentially. I think we've had a slow start into this game, but some of the boys, that whole back line is pretty much different now. Everyone's in different roles, and they have to gel together. This is the first time this combination will have played together. It's changing all the time with those 3 new players. We've got who goes into the midfield, who comes to centre back. The only player who's really nailed at the moment is Regal. He's really, really good. Iram down this right side, he's got space to run into. Can he look to have the shot? He does. It goes wide. In the end, 30 minutes left to try and find something. Will we find it, or will it be a very, very frustrating opening day loss? Just after I said I thought we could get 24 points potentially, but we'll have to see with that. Pastor plays the ball to Arroyo, back to Iram. Lovely ball there. He finds Ben Musa. Ben Musa with the shot, clinical with the effort. Ben Musa scores. He's playing in the Tom role today, but make no mistake, he will score goals. Ben Musa ties up this game here at 1-1. It's a lovely finish. We know what he can do anyway. He practically plays striker alongside Tom when the he's in the inside forward role, and Aydam is playing that today in the inside forward role. He can play striker, and he was a player who we were considering, but Ben Musa played there last game, so we might as well have gone and done it again to see how it goes. We've got a few more minutes here in this game to try and find something. Whether or not it'll come, we'll have to see. Looks like a Nipro chance. We're going to look to make a few changes here. I think we bring Armic on. I want to bring Aydam off there. Do we bring on Tom? I think we bring on Diaz, who we know Diaz has dropped out of the team. I know he was good, but potential-wise, I don't know how much more we can potentially get out of him. So that's why we've gone with Pastor. The full-time whistle is going to go in this game. So frustrating first day, to be honest. And finally, the team for this game against Galatasaray. A few changes. The return of Tom, but it starts with Vashki in goal. Backline of Alvarez, Gil, Isidre, and Pastor. We've got Morel, Gordon, Royo in the middle today. Armic on the left, Ben Musa on the right, and Tom up top. As the two teams walk out here, just take a look at our team coming out. The all-back kit is coming to play in this stadium, an incredible stadium with the Galatasaray fans. Can we go and cause what would be a very tough task leaving the stadium if we go and win this game? That is the obviously 24 out of 24 point dream is gone. I don't even know what happened, particularly in the last game. We've just beaten Real Madrid in the gap 2-0, but we couldn't beat Nipro at home. Whether or not we win here, we'll have to see. But it's a bit annoying. I think Nipro weren't the pot 1 team, even they were the pot 3 team or 2 team. So to drop points is very, very annoying. But what can you do, really? I'm sure we'll get into the top 8 at the end of the day, which is what we want. Ben Musa, Tom, all combined in. Armic is in behind here. Can he put the ball away? Armic in behind with the shot. 1-0 here. Ben Musa, Tom, Armic, all combining for that goal. We score here in the Galatasaray Stadium. What a finish it is from Armic. He just runs in behind. And it's a lovely goal to make it 1-0 here. Maybe this is the game that we win, Are Galatasaray as good as they once were? And if we do win this game, how annoyed I would be the fact that we have dropped points against Nipro. But as I said, this is the toughest game. If we can get a result here, then I think we can go unbeaten in the league phase, definitely, and that would make our task of trying to get to the top 8, or potentially maybe just even winning the league phase that little bit easier, as Galatasaray find themselves with a corner Molderer in this competition. That's interesting to see. Hopefully we face against them. I would like to play Tromso. I wouldn't like to beat them particularly, but it's nice to see they've made it back into the Europa League. They've not fallen off. 10 years since we won that trophy, I think. Is it over 10 years even? Ben Musa. I've just seen him go flying in. He's off the pitch. What is Ben Musa doing? I can't believe he's just done that. Right, how do we go and resolve this now? I think we just go and put Arroyo across there and manipulate it a little bit. Force him to play on the right wing, even though he can't. Why has he just done that? Is he going to miss 3 games as well? I don't know how it works here, and we concede. It goes from bad to worse here. Galatasaray score 25 minutes into this game. What is he doing? I've got absolutely no idea. He's got no reason to be flying in there. I think the goal is going to be disallowed. Ben Musa, man, when we bring him into this team, we need him on such an important game. We could have rested him today. Well, we weren't going to rest him, but we swapped him for Tom. Tom went back into his place. He didn't have to play, but he did, and he's gone flying in, and that is just silly from him at the end of the day. But Galatasaray coming on the attack, they get an equalising goal, and they have just made that red card has just made the task of trying to win this game that little bit tougher. Very, very annoyed. I am annoyed by that. The fact he's going to miss the next game as well, Big player. He had such a good season last year in the Europa League, and then he just goes and does stuff like that. No need for it. We've made our task a little bit harder. For the rest of this game, Armic gets a foot in there, but it falls as far as a player on the edge of the area. It's cleared in the end. Morel gets it out, but only as far as another Galatasaray player. We need to close this ball down, win it back, and turn it over. Is that Gordon in the midfield there? I think it is. It Royo who's managed to find himself. Can I have a look? Who is it? It is Royo who's found himself there. But Galatasaray with the shot, it hits the crossbar and goes over. I'm so annoyed. This game is so tough. It's such a tough game. The Galatasaray away, and Ben Musa has just crumbled under the pressure. No reason he has to be going flying in like that. And it's messed us up a little bit. It has messed us up, particularly in this midfield. it will cause us a few problems, but we could go two striker and add another person into the middle potentially. I think we probably can go and do that a little bit, something like this. But we'll leave Armitage as the deep line forward there. I don't know what the problem is here with the analysis. I think it's fine. We go and play like that. Obviously no wingers, but it leaves them two to have a bit more freedom to roam, and then obviously the support of Royo behind, but then he can also support the midfield. Big task on his shoulders now. At least our captain stays on. At least it wasn't Armitage getting sent off, but that is annoying. That is very, very annoying. 2 points from our opening two games would not be the best result, to be honest. I would have liked to come away with probably at least 4, to be honest. So not the best start. Hopefully we can come away with 4. It still can be done if we get a win here in this game, but without, our massive attacking presence, that is Ben Musa. All that a little bit harder. Tom finds himself on the ball out to this right side. He could play in Pastor. That's what he does. Down this right side. The return ball to Tom potentially. Where will he go? He plays infield to Gordon. It's down the line to Tom, but no one is there to receive it. Now it's a ball over the top. In behind for the Galatasaray player. The shot goes in and it's gone wide. Luckily, we have a few lifelines that we need to be taken. We need to be taken into account. We cannot be letting these chances go wide and not doing anything with our chances. A point would be a good result in the end here. The top of the table currently sat on by Union Berlin, Karabakh there, and also Valencia, the Conference League champions of last year. Will be tough to face against them, should we face them. Obviously a quarter-final will be against a playoff team who at the moment is looking like us if we don't improve our results. I think obviously the next 6 games are a little bit better, but it is just that little bit more frustrating. We have to get the most out of this game that we can here. Galatasaray coming on the attack once again. Gil has made a bit of a mistake there, and that is a goal. What an annoying day. It honestly has been such a frustrating day. It's a bit of a mistake at the back from one of the youngsters in Gil, and now all of a sudden Galatasaray have turned this game on its head. There's been, I don't know what it is, but some of my teams over the past few years, so much ill discipline. I preferred it when we were talking about Tromsø and the fact it's been 10 years now, 2034. It's been 12 years even, not 10 years, since we won that Conference League title, and it's going to take a lot to win this Europa League title if this is the performances we're going to be putting in. I don't know why we've just sent that ball back there. It's Pastor who plays it back into Royo. He's got space ahead of him to run into if he can find it. He's trying to beat his man, but it's just not been our day. We've not been able to get to any of these balls, and it's not been the greatest performance by any stretch of the imagination. Galatasaray are gonna come on the attack. The only thing we can do now is make a few changes, see what we can do with those changes. I'm on. I want to bring Diaz on for Pastor. He's not had the best start to life. He has not been as influential as potentially Diaz. It was a risky move with him. He was probably the most risky signing, particularly because of how much we spent on him. I think his potential was good, but with how much we spent on him, it could have been risky in terms of how he performed. Let's see if Diaz can go and have a good impact on this game here. Alvarez down this left side. Can he look to go and play? He plays it back to Armitage, who's in a bit of a deeper role. He's finding the involvements of this game. Moral, who's in his midfield role, over to Gordon now. Can he find someone over the top? Tom on the ball into Pastor down this right side. Here he can have a bit of an involvement and make us regret subbing him off. He goes back. It's a very negative pass. Pastor, where will he go? Just take your man on down this side. It's back to Isidre, and we are just, when we need a goal, conserving possession. Not been one of our best performances. Tom's in behind here. Can he put it away? He does not put it away. He's offside nonetheless. What an annoying day it's been. It's not been, it's just been, there's just been a few mistakes, a few issues in this team. One of those days. What I didn't expect to win the Dnipro game doesn't help the fact, Dnipro losing to Grasshoppers, who are a team like ranked 400th, and we couldn't even beat them at home. Overall, a very frustrating day. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with the soul tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.